Okay, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the next installment of the Admiral Markets Trading Spotlight webinar series. My name's Paul, and here I am today to talk to you about New Year trading resolutions, helping making it a great trading year by creating the best New Year trading resolutions. So it's an interesting subject. It's wide scope, okay, absolute, very broad range of elements that can sort of all come into that, and that's what we're going to talk about today. And if you're joining us here live, it'd be fantastic to hear what, if any, trading resolutions you've set for yourself. Put them in the chat box. If you're watching this later on the YouTube channel, then please, if you find this useful, give us a like. If you actually sort of have questions, or you've got comments on your own trading resolutions, put them in the chat box. Okay, we always love to see that. We always love to hear what people have to say and think. Or maybe you've got ideas of topics that you'd like to see us cover in the future. Please, by all means, do so. Put them in either the chat box or the comments box, and we'll be absolutely delighted to sort of take them on board and build them into the plan for the year ahead. So here we are today, Admiral Markets, a global brokerage. Okay, as you can see there, provide a wide range of financial instruments. They're licensed and regulated across a wide range of regulatory environments, providing competitive spreads on the most popular trading products and providing the opportunity to engage with markets using both MT4 and MT5 and also the Admiral Markets Supreme Edition. If you have any questions about Admiral Markets, please get in touch with your account representative. So what's on the agenda today? All right. Well, yeah, as I said, we're going to talk about trading resolutions. It's a new year. It's a new start. But, you could be watching this today. You could be watching this in 6 months, 18 months, whenever. Okay. There can become a time during your trading career where you actually just need to stop and make some trading resolutions. So whilst, yes, here we are at the start of a new year, you can make trading resolutions at any particular point in your trading journey. We want to talk about, well, why do we make trading resolutions? What is it that is of use to them? Okay, why do traders actually need them? We'll talk about how do we make them useful, and we'll talk a little bit about how do we track them, right? So a part of it is that it will be about people's definition, okay, of trading resolutions. Some people might see them as particular goals. Some people might see them as an affirmation. Some people might see them as particular rules, or some of the people might see them as a principle, okay, that they live in. So we'll talk a little bit about trading resolutions. We'll talk a little bit about, what we kind of look at. And what I'm actually going to share with you today is I'm going to share with you a way that, high performers can take on board, okay, trading resolutions and make them actually even better, okay, turn them into a, an operating goal, certainly for the next quarter or for the next part of 2021. So it's want to be able to sort of, tap into the easy part, but also then give you some advanced ideas that will help you sort of develop your own kind of trading resolutions. So, as I said, it would be great to know, who here joining us today has actually made any trading resolutions, okay? Who's actually sort of sat down and kind of made a few notes on a paper about some resolutions that they will continue to follow in their trading business. It'd be great to know, if you have, and if you have, you put them in the chat box. Certainly no judgment from myself. If anything, if you put them out there, I might be able to help you refine them and tweak them to make them more suitable for yourself. For those of you who don't know me, okay, my name's Paul. My background is, is I've kind of traded for many years, right? Primarily, I look to focus on trading FX indices and commodities. I look to sort of trade dominant trends for swing and position trades, and I tend to be a kind of a reversal or a mean reversion trader for intraday trading. So, New Year trading resolutions. So last week, we talked about returning to trading in 2021. Thanks to those of you who joined us, and we had a great session, some real good questions and comments and points. What we talked about was we discussed about taking the time to prepare properly, and now that time was well spent. Okay, in terms of taking a little bit of time to really get clear on where you've come from. Okay, in 2020, what you're looking to try and achieve in 2021, and to use that to start to sort of help prepare yourself to make 2021, an even better trading year than last year. Well, this week we're going to expand on the theme by looking at trading resolutions. And as I said, have you made any for 2021? Have you already got existing trading resolutions that you like to particularly use? So Peter says, I'm working on my trading plan, chopped and changed a bit, but looking to concentrate on my plan and improve what I have, getting to really know the tools I'm using. And that's fantastic, Peter. That's great to hear. That's great to hear that feedback. These trading spotlights webinars, we're providing, a huge amount of information today, but you have to take it on board and start to meld it, okay, into a method, into a way, into a business that reflects you, reflects your character, your personality, and your beliefs, okay. And so anything that can help you with that, that's what these particular sessions are. So it's great to do that, and I've coached and worked with traders for many years, okay, and the ones who'll do that work, okay, who'll do that preparatory work, before they even switch their computer screens on, they tend to be the ones that have the kind of sustainable long-term trading careers, okay, because it's because they're prepared, they're ready, it's a high performance environment, and what they're doing is all the little bits that actually help them be the best they can as a trader, and hope that every day you're a better trader than you were yesterday. That's where you're looking at. So well done, Peter. That's great, and nice to see you, Vincenzo, here. Thanks for that. Good afternoon to you too. So, as I said, have any of you made any trading resolutions for 2021? Have any of you sort of just sat there, take a little bit of time, over that kind of holiday season, Christmas break, to sort of sit down and write a few ideas and thoughts about where you might want to go, about things that you're going to sort of stick to? If you have, as I said, put them in the chat box. I'd be delighted to hear them. It's kind of fascinating to hear different people's takes on what's important to them. So, for those of you might not really fully understand, well, what is, a resolution? So, Wikipedia would define it as part of it's a resolution is in which a person resolves to continue good practices, change an undesired trait or behavior, accomplish a personal goal, or otherwise improve their life at the start of a new year. Okay, so pretty self-explanatory. It's a case of, you're actually either trying to establish, okay, good practices, or you may be trying to sort of remove, sort of sideline an undesired trait or an undesired behavior. People don't realize that actually, as part of your trading journey, it is about actually you're going to have to go through an element of behavior modification. I personally, in all my time of working with traders, I've probably met maybe 2, maybe 3 people who I would suggest were real natural traders to me. Natural traders in terms of trading in electronic markets. All the other good traders I've worked with, they've all had to work at it. Okay, they've all had to work at it. Okay, which means if they've had to work at it to do well, that means you have to work at it to do well. And part of that will be a case of understanding who you are, and I've said that consistently, understanding who you are, understanding what your strengths and weaknesses are, establishing good practices, okay? And then also understanding there will be some elements of behaviors that will need to be basically either removed, or at least you have tactics in place to mitigate them. And so building some new year trading resolutions can actually help you with that. Okay, none of us perfect, all right? None of us are perfect. None of us are perfect traders. So I certainly am not. Okay, but it's a case of literally just trying to work every year to be a little bit better than you were last year. Okay, it's a constant process of evolution to be better at what you do. Okay, as I said, I've not met many real naturally born electronic traders. Okay, most of us have had to work at it, and I've had to work at it pretty hard, okay, for a period of time, and have actually changed who we are to become good traders. And so these new year trading resolutions may actually help you with that. Alex is asking, is the webinar going to be recorded? Yes, Alex, the webinar is recorded, okay? And what you'll find is that this will be uploaded onto the Admiral Markets YouTube channel. You'll be able to find this here, and you'll also be able to find all of the other Trading Spotlight webinars there, okay? That not only myself, but also my colleagues Marcus and Jens have been doing over the last year, 18 months or so. So, yeah, it is recorded, and, by all means, make sure that you go on and watch this, because I appreciate sometimes, it helps to go back, take a few notes, or maybe, as I said, if you're watching this later on demand, by all means, put in the questions. You'll find that we will always pick up on them. We will always answer them. Okay, we'll always try and engage with you and help you as much as we can. So I hope that helps you there, Alex. So when it comes to New Year resolutions generally, certainly in the Western world, okay, we see a bit of a focus on them around about this time of the year, okay, the end of one year, the start of a new year, and we see people make them every year in their personal lives, okay, stuff like, I'm going to eat healthier, I'm going to lose weight, I'm going to exercise more, I'm going to go to the gym, I'll watch less TV, I will read more, I'll be more active, etc., etc., etc. And so here's a question for you. Have you made any personal ones for 2021? Right? Have you actually, sort of sat down and made any personal resolutions? Where maybe it might be about health, might be about finances, might be about relationships, might be about fitness. It might be, a whole wide range. It could be about your spiritual experience of life. It could be anything. But if you've put any personal resolutions, it'd be good to know, if you've actually made any, done any, or whether what they were, okay, and why they came to that. Why did you come to that particular point in terms of making resolutions? Or it's the case, have you made any for your trading in 2021? Have you thought about any? Has it been a consideration that you've particularly taken on board? Is it something that you've thought, right, okay, this is 2021, I'm going to sit down, I'm going to make this my best year, I'm going to send myself out a few resolutions. Or maybe even just now, maybe this now, just this conversation here is triggering you in terms of you thinking, yeah, do you know what, I should have made some. So maybe put some down, drop a few in the chat box. I'll happily, as I said, I'll take a look at them, okay? I'm very happy to help you tweak them, help to refine them. And as I said, later on in this session, I'm going to actually show you a very simple way in which actually high performance athletes take elements like this and actually develop it into something a bit more, a little bit stronger, okay, a little bit deeper in terms of understanding how that can be used to help them with their improve their own performance, whether that be an athlete or whether that be a particular trader. So, here's some examples of trading resolutions that I've seen over the years, okay, from traders making stuff like, I'll trade every day, I will make 100 pips every day, I'll earn enough to buy a Ferrari, I will aggressively attack markets, I'll grow my trading account to $100,000. I mean, so they are all, trading resolutions of a sort. But here's the question: do you think they're good ones, ladies and gentlemen? Let's hear what you think. Okay, just reading that. I'll trade every day. I'll make 100 pips every day. I'll earn enough to buy a Ferrari. Aggressively attack markets. Or grow my account to $100,000. Do you think that they are very good trading resolutions, ladies and gentlemen? Do you think that they would help that trader improve their performance or hinder their performance? What do you think? Ronald straight in there saying, no, that's it. Yep, that's great, Ronald. Why would you think that, Ronald? What was it? Opera says no, not at all. Okay, so I'd be interested. Why do people think that they are not good New Year trading resolutions? Just to put it in the chat box. It helps us all. It helps me sort of just to do. Peter says they're not good at all. They are unrealistic. Gets great feedback. Okay, it's understanding, and hopefully by even reading these, okay, you'll actually start to see and recognize, you start to be very clear. You get clearer on what is good, what's bad in terms of trading resolutions, and what works for you. Opera says, the target is too high. Okay, super. All right, so that's great feedback. Thanks very much. All right. AM says the focus on money as opposed to quality of trading. Great feedback there. Excellent there. Excellent. Ronald says they are not realistic goals and not the basic goals and skills of trading. Super, absolutely super feedback. Okay. Ian says not really. Goals, yes, but not targeted. Great, super. All right, so that's great. That's fantastic. That's great. It's great to sort of see that feedback. It's great to see that the people we have here on the Trading Spotlight, regardless of your experience levels, you can see and read those and recognize that they are not terribly healthy trading resolutions, are they? Okay, if you think about it, is that going to help my performance or is that going to hinder my performance? The likelihood is it's going to be the latter, isn't it? It's not really going to terribly help us. And that's part of this session, is to actually help you, in your own way, finding out what bad looks like to help you refine, okay, and tweak and get clearer on your own particular trading resolutions. So, these may be some better examples of New Year trading resolutions, okay, that you could look at and think of, okay. Think about, how, I will prepare myself before every trading session, or I will follow my trading routine every day. I will plan my trade trade my plan, and manage my risk on every trade. No signal, no trade. I will keep great records and debrief every trading session. So what do we think about them? Are they better trading resolutions? And if they are, tell me, why would you think that they are better trading resolutions? What is it about them that makes them better than what we actually just looked at previously? What is it that sort of that is actually much more suitable as a trading resolution? Have a little think. Put it in the chat box, okay? What you think about those? Is that something that are they something you could use yourself? Are they trading resolutions you could get behind? Are they trading resolutions that you could follow? Ronald says they are better and they improve a trading mindset. Ian says that it's closer to being smart. Okay, so that's like SMART goals. Well done, Ian. That's great. Opera says, it's realistic. We need to be disciplined. Yeah, that's great. That's those are great feedback. Keep that coming. Okay, keep that coming. It's great to have the interaction, and it helps me to realize that you guys and girls are on a you're on a good track, shall we say? Okay, good track to making doing the right things rather than going off, diverting off into the badlands, shall we say, of not doing it. But it is true, and what I'd sort of make you focus on those is the interesting thing is that all of those elements of trading resolutions are elements that you can do, okay, that you can control. All right, you can't control the outcome of a trade, okay, but you can control things like preparing yourself before every trading session. You can control following your trading routine every day. You can control, I'll plan my trade my plan, and manage my risk on every trade. You can plan things like if there's no signal, there is no trade. And you can control things like I will keep great records and debrief every trading session. They are all elements that you can control, that you can focus on. If you notice on there is absolutely there's nothing, nothing sort of focused on, in terms of, percentages or pips or any kind of financial sort of incentive. It's really all about elements that you could work on and you can control. Hopefully you can sort of see that now. Maybe you can see and understand that, because as we go on, what we'll talk about is invariably just sort of trying to build upon that. Okay, so remember, so having trading resolutions that are simple, clearly defined, that you can follow, okay, that you can follow, that actually you can control, that actually you can actually get behind and work with. Those are the things that will actually stick with you better. They're also the elements, as I remember I was saying earlier, it's about whether it helps or hinders your performance. That's going to help your performance rather than hinder it, okay? And that's what we're trying to do here, ladies and gentlemen, all right? But as you can see here, and there's probably a bit for some of the advanced traders, that advanced traders will go even deeper in their ability to improve their performance. And so I'll introduce you to something called the OPP method, okay, which is kind of, it's a starting place, trading resolution starting place, but it's somewhere where you could go even further with. Just out of curiosity, is there anyone here on the call today that would understand what OPP is? Would I ever had come across OPP method in their own particular, might be personal lives, might be business lives, etc., in their trading lives, their trading journey at all? If you have, let us know. I'd be interested to see. Ronald says no, not at all. So, and that's fine. That's great. That's why you're here, Ronald, isn't it? To be educated and to learn some new stuff, okay, that can help you. And that's what we're particularly looking at here today. So take on board those trading resolutions, okay, and take on board how you can utilize them to make you, a better trader, okay? They don't have to be fancy. They don't have to be, they don't have to be hugely inspirational, okay, in terms of some sort of affirmation. Just resolutions that you could follow every day. All right, you could follow every day, you can control, you could get behind them, okay? Something that will actually help you, all right? It'll help you, it'll basically help you sort of move towards it. Because one of the things I've found and seen with traders and people in general is that it's very good for people to sort of set goals. Goals are great, they drive people towards it, but goals are what people strive for, but it's actually their standards. Standards are what they will settle for. And so one of the best ways to improve anything in your life, especially in trading, is actually to raise your standards, okay? Because that's what people settle for. We all get a bit of excited about having an exciting goal, but you're not excited about that goal 24/7, okay? What happens is human beings, they settle, okay? And if your standards are high, well, then where you'll settle, is a much better place to be. So if you settle for having resolutions that, you always prepare yourself for every trading session, that you follow your trading routine, that you plan your trade, you trade your plan, manage your risk, right? That you keep great records and debrief every trading session, those resolutions become standards, okay? Those resolutions become standards, and that's what kind of like lifts your game, lifts your ability. But we're going to go on to that, okay? Another element, as I said, in terms of having a look at the OPP method. So the performance goal triangle, okay, and here's what we're going to talk about. And it's this actually comes from work I used to do in sports, okay, and like in basically sports coaching, and it's what high performance athletes use, but is actually enormously effective for traders as well. So I'm going to share it with you today. Maybe it'll give you a new insight, a new thinking about how you can maybe set different goals, okay, or expand your resolutions into goals that would actually help you just trade a little bit better, just give you a better metrics by which to work with. So what does OPP stand for? Well, OPP, O is the outcome. Okay, it's the why. All right, it's the why. Okay, why are we doing this? And we'll break this down a little bit more in the next slide or two. The next part is performance. Okay, the what. What does that mean? Well, what do we actually need to achieve to give us the best chance of achieving the outcome? And we'll look at that in a bit more detail over the next couple of slides. And the process. All right, outcome, performance, process. And process is the how. All right, what am I doing? What am I doing every day, every week, every month, every trade, every trading session? What is the actual how? All right. The reason this becomes interesting is because very often when you sit down to set a goal, it is actually very outcome based. All right. It's very outcome based. And what you learn and what you realize is the outcome is the thing that you actually normally have the least control over. All right. And I'll use a couple of examples in a few slides, but just for the moment, just to take on board to explain it, the outcome is it gives you the why. Okay. People get inspired, they get motivated by an outcome goal. Okay. It does. Right. But as I said, you don't remain motivated, 24/7 for that. Okay. It wanes, it settles. Okay. So what you need to do is to understand, well, if I want to achieve a certain outcome, I need to understand, well, what are the underlying metrics underneath? What performance is required, okay, to give me the best chance of achieving the outcome, right? We need to understand it. So sometimes in business, you'll hear people talk about KPIs, key performance indicators. That's all part of the what. That's all part of recognizing what do I need to achieve my long-term outcome. And finally, the process. Well, if I've got an outcome goal, the why, if I have some performance metrics, well, then I need to know, well, what are my processes? What do I need to do day after day, week after week, month after month to give me the best opportunity of achieving that performance metrics? Because if I achieve those performance metrics, that gives me the best chance of achieving the outcome. Does that make sense to you, ladies and gentlemen? Maybe you've seen this, maybe you heard it, maybe you've touched on little bits of it before, but actually hopefully what we're here today is to actually just sort of bring it all together as a way to raise your trading resolutions as to actually being part of your processes, which gives you the opportunity to achieve your performance metrics, which gives you the best chance of achieving your particular outcome. And hopefully, with a little think about that, maybe this will start to sort of settle in and you'll start to give it some consideration. So let's use an example of the Olympics, okay? Because this came out of actually sports, but as I said, it's actually really very, very simple. It's actually very good for traders, okay? So let's just say we are an Olympic sprinter, okay? We're an Olympic sprinter, right? And, we are looking to take part in the 100-meter sprint. And what we've set ourselves the outcome, okay? We've set ourselves a goal that we want to win the gold medal in the Olympic or 100-meter sprint, okay? That's it. It's, it's one of the main events of the Olympics, isn't it? Okay, everybody loves watching the 100-meter final. Okay, everybody gets fascinated by it. All right, and and so for some people, they might say, well, if you're an athlete and you've given yourself a goal of winning the 100-meter sprint, that's it. That's all you need to do. That's the goal. You just need to do it. Well, that's all right. That's great. It gives you a bit of motivation. Remember, it's the why. Okay, the outcome is about the why. The why is, well, I want to win the 100-meter sprint gold medal. Great, fantastic. It gives you the outcome. But actually, if you just had that as a goal on its own, what do you think the likelihood is of you achieving that? Okay, what do you really genuinely think that is that goal really going to help you achieve what you want to do? Okay, does it tell you how you can do that? Does it know you how you could actually how you can actually achieve that? And the reality is no. It gives you a bit of motivation. You maybe do a little bit of a vision of it. You can see it, and that's all lovely. But we need more. Okay. So in terms of performance, well, in terms of this particular example, and being a 100-meter sprinter, well, your performance metrics. Okay, your performance metrics. The world record at the moment, my understanding is that the world record for the 100-meter is 9.58 seconds, and it was done by, not unsurprisingly, by Usain Bolt. So imagine you're preparing to be a 100-meter sprinter in the gold medal. Okay, that the 100-meter world record is 9.58 seconds. So you would know that if you beat the world record, okay, the likelihood of you winning, the Olympic 100-meter sprint gold medal increases exponentially, doesn't it? If you run a world record at 100-meter faster than that, there is a very, very good chance of you achieving your outcome, all right, of winning that 100-meter sprint gold medal. And so that kind of gets broken down into the how. All right. So we know that the why is to win the gold. Our what is, well, we know we have if we achieve a performance metric faster than 9.58 seconds, then we have an opportunity to win it. Well, then we've got to think about, well, what processes do we need? And I'm not a sprint coach in any way, shape, or form, but it would be all the processes. Okay, it's the how. So it's even little things like how you arrive at the stadium. Making sure you arrive at the stadium in time, so you're not rushed, so you can prepare yourself like a trader preparing for the session. Someone going into the Olympic 100-meter final, they're going to be there. They're going to be prepared. They're going to be ready. How they dress? Do they just turn up and just pull out of a pair of old trainers out the bag? No. All right. Exactly. Even things like even the little simple things like what kind of socks they wear. Okay, how they fit in their specially made shoes. Okay, how they do their warm up. Okay, making sure that their body isn't cold. They'll have processes for actually how they warm their body up so that they're ready. Okay, their muscles are those kind of fast twitch muscles are ready to explode out of the blocks. How you set yourself in those blocks, the way they set themselves up and they lean down, put their fingers there and they get ready. And actually things like how you drive your knees. Okay, once the starter gun goes, how you drive your knees so you explode out the blocks and you go. Those are all the kind of little processes that go up to giving you the best chance to run the 100-meter faster than 9.58 seconds. Because if you do, the likelihood is that you might win the Olympic 100-meter sprint gold medal. Hopefully you can see how that OPP, starts to build to give you what you need to do to give yourself the best chance of achieving your outcome. But here's the thing, ladies and gentlemen, here's the thing. Those are all elements that you can control, if you're going to be an Olympic 100-meter sprinter. Maybe some of you do, okay? But here's what happens. What happens if Usain Bolt is he's in the lane next to you, all right? And what happens is you break the world record. You actually run the 100-meter faster. Let's say you run it in 9.56. So you break the world record. Okay, you break the world record. You have now run, the 100 meters in 9.56 seconds. It's a new world record. So automatically think, well, I have won my Olympic 100-meter gold medal, and you'd be thinking that. But in the lane next to you, Usain Bolt has run it in 9.55, 1/100th of a second faster than you. And many people, it would be crushing because all they wanted is their outcome, to win that Olympic gold medal. But what we're sort of talking about is you can't really control what other people do. You can't, in the same way in the markets, you can't control what other traders do. You can't control what other markets do. You can only focus on what you can do. okay? And if you have done all those processes and you have beaten the world record, okay, you might not have won the Olympic gold medal. However, in terms of your performance, okay, you have performed enormously well. You have performed stunningly well in front of billions of people watching you on television. The fact that Usain Bolt has gone 100th of a second faster, there's nothing really you can do about that, okay? And that is important, because actually sometimes, as traders or just in life, things that happen that outside of your control, and so you can think yourself that you're a failure, that you haven't achieved, okay, because someone has done quicker, faster, better. Whereas actually, even though you're in the 100-meter sprint final, ladies and gentlemen, ultimately, a bit like life, the race is actually only with yourself, okay? The race is only with yourself. You can compete against others, of course you do. It gives you a little bit of spark, a little bit of energy. But ultimately, as in the 100-meter final, as in trading, as in life, the race is only with yourself, okay? And so what we have to do is to find ways, okay, to basically to build our self-belief, to build our self-confidence, okay, to be able to demonstrate that we are doing the right routines, the right habits, the right behaviors, because by doing so, that gives us the best chance of achieving outcomes like that. They are not we do not have as much control over them as we like to think. We like to think we are, okay, but actually you'll find in life, as in trades, you don't, okay? And it's a bit like a trade. Once a trade has gone live in the market, anything can happen. And part of this is about you doing all the bits before your trade goes live, okay? All the bits that you can control to improve and do better day after day after day, that give you the best chance of achieving your trading outcomes. Does that make sense to you there? Once you watch this, ladies and gentlemen, does that make you start to think about different ways to look at how you start with resolutions, but those resolutions can be processes, okay? Those resolutions could be your processes that form the bigger part of your OPP kind of goal that you set yourself for. Might be for the next month, might be for the next quarter, might be for the next year, might be for the rest of your trading career. That's what we want to sort of do. As I said, we're starting with New Year trading resolutions, but I want to be able to sort of lift you. I want to basically help you start to raise your own standards in how you do. And if you can start to actually sort of just think about getting in place the right processes, that gives the opportunity to start to think about what performance metrics you would need to see as a trader. And that might then maybe help you towards, achieving the kind of the outcomes and goals that you maybe set yourself. Opera says they have a good trainer, have a good nutritionist, have a good kinito doctor to assist you. That can all be part of that. Well, to be fair, that can all be part of being a great 100-meter sprinter, and also being a part of a great trader. They could be elements that feed into your processes there, okay? But what we want to do is to sort of just make sure, those New Year's trading resolutions, start to think of them as the processes, okay, as part of a bigger model that you can utilize with your own particular thoughts and trading goals. So, linking into that is a question which we talked about, is about some of the mistakes we make, okay? So very often as humans, as traders, we focus far too much on the outcome, all right? We set goals that are very, very outcome based, of which we have the least control. And actually what happens is we fail to achieve them. And then what happens is, we use them as a stick to beat ourselves with, which doesn't really help our self-belief, our self-confidence. It doesn't help us in managing ourselves. At best, sometimes in our lives, we might delve down into that performance level. Okay, we might well, if I want to achieve X, I need to have done Y and Z, right? But what we'll find is most people rarely focus on the processes that enable us to create a peak performance. And that's whether you're a trader, whether you're a sprinter, whether you're just, you're working in a sales job, whether you're working in a corporation, whether you're running your own business. Trying to understand those processes helps us, okay? Helps us put us in the right spot to achieve a performance level, which gives us the best chance, okay? It's not certified, it's not a guarantee, but it gives us the best chance to achieve the outcomes that we look for. So, here's here's an example, okay, of a goal a trader set me many years ago, okay? I want to be a successful trader so that I can be rich and make $1 million in 3 months, so that I can have a wonderful house, a flash supercar, and a speedboat. based on what we've talked about here, ladies and gentlemen, for the majority of our session, do we think that that is a good goal? Do we think that that is a good goal that we could work on as traders? If you saw a trader who gave you a goal like that, what would you think? What would your particular consideration be? Ronald, straight in there again? No. Okay. Of course, absolutely. All right. Absolutely. As does Opera. Okay. All right. As does Tina. Okay. And what is it? Why don't you think it? Okay. And hopefully now, based upon what we've just talked about, okay, over the last couple of slides, is that you can recognize that is a goal, but it's a purely outcome driven goal, isn't it? It's an absolute pure outcome driven goal. Okay. So you know what? In the moment, it might provide that trader with a little bit of inspiration, a little bit of motivation. This is why. This is the why. Okay. This is the why, because I want millions of dollars and big house and a speedboat. Okay. But how do you think that goal will help them or hinder them in their trading journey? All right. And I would suggest the likelihood is, that it's going to hinder them. Okay. As it says there, this is just an outcome goal, sorry, and not a very good one at that, is it? But this is what happens with the, excuse if I haven't pronounced your name right, talked about having a stable mindset for a long time. Yeah, you need, in life and as a trader, you need a stable mindset will always help. But it's easier to have a stable mindset if you understand what's required for you to do in your role. Okay, what is required to do. All right. If people set goals like this, okay, and and we all have to start somewhere. We all have to start somewhere, but I'm hoping, based upon what we've talked about here, and based on those of you who've joined us for Trading Spotlight in the past, that you can recognize very quickly that this is not, this is a very poor goal for a trader to have, and it's more likely to hinder them help, because when they don't achieve that, then it becomes that stick to beat themselves with. All right, it becomes pointless. All right, and actually, what happens is you're more likely to not achieve it, because what will happen is, because you don't know the performance metrics or the processes underneath that, what will happen is that trader will start to make rash, stupid, impulsive decisions, over risk, they'll over trade, and actually they'll get even further away from their goal than they actually thought possible, because it's not a very good goal. So, here's a couple of examples that you could take away and work with and think about, just based on what we looked at. So, an outcome by the end of 2021, I'll be making 3 excellent trades per week. Okay. So that is a goal that's perfectly achievable. All right. Perfectly achievable, perfectly, clear. Okay. It's very specific. Okay. There's a timeline on it. All right. Okay. And it is achievable. Your performance metric, the performance level might be that, I'll score at least 9 on every trading critical variable. And that trading critical variable, that can be part of your processes. Okay. You've heard me talk about grading your trades in the past. Okay. Grading your trades for, for how you performed, how you executed, even, grading it on how you were, how confident you felt about the particular trade. But you can also have all sorts of other critical variables, okay, within your trading. And those critical variables would be part of your process. So, I will focus on improving the following elements. So identifying your setups, assessing your risks rewards on your trades, identifying your entry points, okay, executing your trading plan. And you could have more of them. You can have sort of 6, 7, 8, 9 of those critical variables that make up your processes, because by doing so, okay, that invariably what will happen is, you will have you'll be able to score at least 9 on every one of your trading critical variables. If you're doing that, well, then the opportunity for you to achieve your outcome of making 3 excellent trades per week increases. Okay. And remember, excellent trades doesn't necessarily mean that it is a hugely, stunningly profitable trade. Excellence can be about planning your trade, trading your plan, managing your risk. Okay. All those elements that you have in control. Okay. Those are all key. Or maybe another example could be, by June 2022, I'll be a full-time professional FX trader, making my living from trading currencies. And you might have a performance here. Okay, I will average 400 points a month over a 6-month period at $20 per point, whilst only risking 1% per trade. So you have a performance level that you understand what you need to achieve. Okay, to give you the best opportunity to achieve your outcome. Okay, so there is a performance level there. Okay, that you are aware of what what success looks like in terms of the particular metrics that you need. So in this particular case, generating 400 points a month, okay, over a 6-month period at $20 with like 2 contracts, okay, whilst ensuring you're only risking 1% per trade. So those kind of performance metrics are quite clear, okay, they're quite specific, okay, so you have an ability to sort of grade against them and measure them. And once again, you process element, which would be your trading resolutions. You create, rate, and review your performance on these 10 scales, okay? Identifying setups, risk, reward, entry points, managing your trades, etc. Those can be made up for yourself because everyone will have little tweaks on them. But if you're starting with a good point of making good New Year trading resolutions, which become processes, which allow you to achieve performance metrics, they give you the best chance of achieving particular outcome goals that you may set for yourself. And as I said, we don't have anywhere near as much control over outcome as we possibly think we do. But if you're doing all the good stuff behind it, all the good stuff behind the scenes, it gives you the best chance of perhaps achieving that outcome. And even if you may not achieve that specific outcome, I guarantee that you will be in a far better place as a trader and as a person. You'll be in a far better place. So looking at that as a bit of a kind of an OPP sort of, framework there, when you look at that, do you look at that and think, well, is that feasible? Do you know what needs to be achieved? Could you actually understand how you'd be looking to what you would be required to do every day on every trade and every trading session to achieve those performance levels that would give you the opportunity to basically, achieve your particular outcome? Do you look at that and think, is that achievable? Okay, or do you look at that and think, well, no, there's no speedboats in that goal, Paul. It doesn't excite me. Okay, in which case you probably have bigger, deeper conversations required with yourself or your coach. But as a general rule, what we want to do is to use, as I said, that OPP method to start to help you. Okay, just give you a little bit of a better idea on where you want to go as a particular trader, what is required in terms of the performance metrics, and then breaking that down into those processes. Okay, what do I need to do? And those processes, they should become your New Year trading resolutions. Does that make sense to your traders? Does it blow your mind, or does it confuse you? Let me know. It's always interesting to see people's response. So, in review, once you've set yourself some trading resolutions, commit to reviewing your progress against them, okay? Every week, every quarter. Remember, what gets measured gets improved. And that's one of the key things, okay? Peter says, it makes perfect sense to him. That's great. That's great. That's super. Take it away. Start to think about it, okay? It is important to remember to your progress against them. That's what's really cool. Trading resolutions, are just the same, okay? Make sure that you review those processes, okay, constantly. So, in conclusion, ladies and gentlemen, traders often start their new year by making some resolutions, whether it be their personal life or whether it's for trading. The definition of which is about changing behavior to make a better life, and that can be a better life as a trader. But it's important to make them. It's important to sort of to make them valid, okay? And it's important to make them valid, all right? Something simple that you can control and you can deliver against. And true high performance traders will use the OPP method to create better structured goals, okay? Which is just a little bit like what Ian says, okay? It's a great approach to structuring our trading. And that's very true. It's exactly that. Thank you for that, Ian. Because high performance traders, they will understand the importance and the relevance of outcome, performance, and process, okay? Remember, those processes can become your New Year trading resolutions, okay? So you can control and can deliver against, and they are the things that will help you make a better trader. So here's the thing. I challenge you to set some inspiring 2021 trading resolutions for your trading business, okay? That's your takeaway from today. Take it away. See if you can work on that. See if that would help you and make you a better trader by this time next year. I guarantee it will do. So I hope you found that useful, ladies and gentlemen. I hope that's given a little bit of insight into trading resolutions, but how those trading resolutions, how to set them right, could be part of a much bigger structured process to help you get better as a trader, okay? To improve your trading skills, improve your goal setting, and improve your kind of structures towards what you required to work towards being the very best that you can. Opera says, thank you very much for this webinar. You're very welcome, Opera, okay? You're absolutely very welcome. It's an absolute pleasure. And with us says, thank you so much. So you're very welcome. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you've got thoughts or questions or comments on this, well, then by all means, you're very welcome to get in touch with us, okay? You can contact us here, email global@admiralmarkets.com. You can watch this video and all the rest of the Trading Spotlight webinars on youtube.com/admiralmarkets.com or on facebook.com/Admiral Markets Global. I hope you found that useful. As always, I wish you the very best of success in your own trading activities. Take this, use it, help you make 2021 your best trading year possible. And I look forward to seeing you next Monday for our next installment of Trading Spotlight webinar series. Take care, everyone. Cheers.